3, 2, 1.
Yeah, then we got up front stuff. There's so much there, but like the amount of shit that needs doing, this is gonna be like 2, 3 windows, and then after that we'll have to see in it. But you know, I don't even know anymore. Like I'm just like this situation. It gets more and more laughable every day. So I'm literally sitting there at the minute going, "Fucking hell!" Like, what's he doing now? So
It's very interesting.
got to see what happens in it.
Affairs. Do you know what I mean? Oh, what's this about Todd jumping into a Twitter space? Was that real? Is he
Yeah,
on Twitter?
yeah. He
What is
jumped
he?
into
What's
a.
wrong with this guy? Why would he do that? Why would he
There's
want
nothing.
to
I mean,
be
there's
there?
nothing. Let me put it this way: there's 2 ways to look at this. One, it's just ridiculous why you're going on the fans' Twitter space, and 2, he's actually listening to the fans, which is quite nice. So
No, but it's
look,
not though, because he shouldn't be listening to the fans. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of them things where he owns Chelsea Football Club. Like, he should have a plan, and he should have a director of football that's got a plan. Why are you listening to the fans for?
no,
Do you know
I'm
what I
not talking
mean?
about for transfers. I'm just saying in general, he's just listening. Like he's
But
listening to
what's
what we
there
have to
to
say
listen to? But why?
because that's what a football club should do. You should.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they should listen to the fans. I think that they should run the club properly, and if they run the club properly, the fans ain't gonna have nothing to complain about. You know, like that. Like I wouldn't be listening to the fans. I'll be honest. Like, because a lot of the time these fans don't even know what they're fucking talking about anyway. Do you know what I mean? So Chelsea fans wanted to keep Frank Lampard. So do you know what I mean? Why are we listening to them?
We'll agree to
I mean?
disagree.
No, it's true though. Why are we listening to them? They wanted to keep Frank Lampard. Now he's trying to relegate Everton. That could have been you lot.
I think it's a good thing. I think I'm not saying you should be like. I'm not saying you should be taking everything on board, but there'll be certain things which fan groups say and supporters say about the identity of the club and that sort of stuff. Maybe that's what he's looking for. You know, if you're talking about transfers, then yes, I agree with you. If you've got a transfer strategy, it's your transfer strategy. It's not anyone else's. You stick to it. This is what the club is doing. If I was doing Wolf and then a fan said to me on the touchline when I was coaching, Louis, you should do this. Why are you doing this? Why have you got this player? I tend to fuck off. It's my club. Do what I want. But it's like, you know, if someone's saying about, look, like, you know, we think the Suns will be better in the stadium. Certain things, which is what people do. Like I've been
So you
in
mean
those
if they
sort of
say it
spaces.
nicely, you'll listen? Is that what you're saying, Louis?
No. If someone told me something about a certain player, if they said it nicely, I'd be more willing to entertain a conversation. Doesn't mean I'd listen, but I'd entertain the conversation. Whereas, you know, people are sort of like if like because this Twitter space, it was Con who did it, and I'm normally I'm normally in those spaces, so I listen. I usually get involved. And I mean, me and Con have had the conversation. I've been honest with him, and he's, you know, that's what he deserves, what everyone. And I don't like to lie to people. There are times he's had some absolute nutters in there, and I've gone, mate, like, what's going on? But it's his space, and he goes, look, I like to give everyone a voice, do my thing. I'm like, cool, you do your thing. But you know, at the same time, I think that sometimes there's a lot of value to those conversations. I get a lot of value from him. You know, I hear different things, I learn different things, I hear different opinions, and I think it's important to listen and take those things on board. If Todd Bowley's listening to that and going, okay, well, these situations, people aren't happy with this. How can we improve it? X, Y, and Z. Then cool. You know, they're still having a fan on the board, or having fan members on the board, and I think that's important. You know, that's what makes a football club a football club. That's what makes it's like there's a certain point where it's not that case, but you know, yeah, he's in it.
There's bare blue ticks in here as well. Fuck
yeah, because everyone's fucking paid for it.
as much as I want to change goalkeepers, and I've never really been the biggest fan of Kepa.
That is not that
But
demanding right now.
right now I feel like we've got bigger priorities. And number two, as
Exactly.
well, you have to consider the length and how much Kepa's on. So until they can move him on, which I think is very unlikely, I doubt we're going to get a goalkeeper like right now.
But sometimes, Monster, like in my personal opinion, like we know that Mendy probably Porto doesn't play him, so let's say he doesn't rate him. Right, we're gonna move him on. We bought this kid from America, Solina, right? So he can be our backup, and then you go get Jose Sa. That's a perfect combination.
You're
Like,
not listening though, Rob.
Yeah, but it's right. Who's going to take on
How
Kepa's
you hoping to
wages?
get rid of him?
And this is
Yeah,
this is
probably.
this is where I
he's gonna cut his
sometimes
wages
go.
in order to get a
"Fuck's
move
sake."
to be number
Who's
one.
that?
He didn't. He did. Hold on, Roman. He didn't do that in the summer for Napoli. He didn't cut his
And
wages.
we
then, did
cannot
he?
bring Lukaku back. We cannot bring Lukaku back. This will sacrifice everything we're trying to build. By the way, Lukaku cannot come back to this club.
As much as I want to change goalkeepers, and I've never.
I hear that. Lukaku can't come back. He's right, but you can't get rid of him either. So speak.
Yeah, but see, there are certain people who will remain nameless, who may or may not have spoken in that stream, and not Monster. I think he's a very good content creator, a very good conversation, who shouts and just talk a lot of shit, and eventually I just usually tell them to shut the fuck up and just listen. Quite nice. I never ever throw at people that I have a degree in football business. Ever. Never done that.
Yeah, because what it doesn't mean nothing. In the grand
Shut
scheme
up,
of life,
man!
it don't mean
Don't say that about my degree!
it don't though. You know there was there. It does.
It's the only thing I have going for me, okay? Somebody
It's not, bro.
hire
You
me.
cut hair,
please.
bro. You know the ones there. You cut hair. It's not the only thing you have going for you. And you don't need a degree to cut hair, bro. Do you know what I mean? And you can make a lot of money cutting hair. Everyone needs a haircut, mate. You know, like that. Not everyone needs a degree in football business. You know, like that. So
Football business and media. Football business and media.
I hear that. You know what I mean? So it's just one of them things. I'll be real. Like the fact that Todd's in there, it just tells me he's got too much time on his hands. That's the only thing I took from that. Because me personally, yeah, I wish I could get those 40-something seconds back, but I can't. So it's one of those things where if Todd Bowley, yeah, like a billionaire, has got time to be sitting there listening to that shit, yeah, then fucking hell, mate. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
I need that kind of money because I didn't really learn anything. They remember just talking about Kepa, like, the length of his contract and all that shit. It's like, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, Mendy's awful. Like, he started well at the club, but I don't know why you might think it is, but he's just capitulated, bro.
I don't know. I think it's a mental thing. I think for me,
think so?
like, yeah, I think that if it was down to me in the summer, because they all talk about contracts as well, because basically Mendy wants to match Kepa's contract, and Jose don't want to do that because Kepa's got a ridiculous contract. So
Okay.
basically, I think he's gone a bit loopy. He's injured as well at the minute. But for me, I'd move Mendy on and say thank you very much.
Right.
But I keep Kepa. He's playing well. He's playing well. Apart from that City blunder,
Yeah.
he's played pretty well at the minute.